Welcome to another instructional video by Mr. Hardy on AP Statistics. What we're doing in this video is an introduction to Chapter 3. You should have this worksheet with you and should be following along with it. The worksheet's rather long, so I probably will break the video up into parts, just depending on how it feels. Okay, so let's dive right in. So, what this chapter is about is categorical variables and how do we present them, really analyze them, display them. So we start with the definition. A categorical variable is one that has two or more categories, but there's no intrinsic ordering to the categories. For example, you could say eye color is what? Blue, brown, green. But you could also say green, brown, blue. The order doesn't matter for a categorical variable, whereas with a quantitative variable it does. When a variable represents a question or something we are measuring, we are interested in the number of responses for each category, so we call those responses frequencies. The number of responses for each category, frequencies. We recognize a categorical we recognize a variable as categorical when all possible responses fall into categories. These categories are often called groups. So we could say we recognize a variable as categorical when all possible responses fall into groups. And those groups can be a lot of different things. You can invent them, right? Here are some common ones: race, gender, age, educational level, type of car. There's all kinds of ways that we group things in our society. Okay, when we analyze a categorical variable, we're interested in understanding the distribution of the responses. Okay, so a distribution shows the values a variable can take and how often it takes those values. Okay, we typically use either tables or charts to organize or convey. So organize. All right, tables to organize the data, charts to convey the distribution. Okay, so we start with what we call a frequency table. It lists the categories in the categorical variable and gives the count of the responses. Okay, and then finally, a relative frequency table lists the categories in the categorical variable and gives the percentages. Okay, so here's an example of that. Here's a categorical variable. I think this is members on the Titanic, so first, second, third crew are the class, and here's the counts. So these would be the frequencies. Okay, This is a relative frequency table because it's giving the frequencies, but it's giving them in percents. So for the first activity on your sheet, we want to know we're given the frequencies, so we want to find the relative frequencies. So just to make sure that you can do this, what you would do is you would add these up. You would just add all the frequencies up. So here we get 40. Okay, so 4 out of 40 should be 10%. So you get 0.10. It's just 4 out of 40. That's how you do that. So here we would have 8 out of 40. So I think that's 20%. And then we get 12 out of 40. So that would be 30%. And then 10 out of 40 is 25%, right? 10 out of 40 is equal to 1/4. So that's 0.25. And then finally 6 out of 40. And you can use your calculator, right? This is applied mathematics. So just make sure that the totals add up to 1. So you always check that. So again, just some terminology. This is a frequency table here. Actually, it shows both frequencies and relative frequencies. Okay, so now there's one more thing. When we go to create charts and display the charts, one of the things we want to do is make sure that whatever we do, like if we have a pie chart, which we'll get to in a minute, the little sections or areas, whatever they are, they have to be proportional. So what we say is, we say the area occupied by a part of the graph or diagram should correspond. It's an S. Correspond. It doesn't look too good. Should correspond. C-O-R-R-E-S-P-O-N-D. Should correspond to the magnitude I can't spell. The magnitude of the value it represents. Okay, so if this kind of looks like, if I did it this way, this kind of looks over here on the pie, looks like, 25%, 0.25 or 1/4, something like that. So it's got to correspond. And these are, maybe you think this is obvious, but this is where people can be a little misleading with their charts if they don't adhere to this policy. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. We're going to call this part 1, and I'm going to pick up again at part 2.